Alright, thank you everyone for waiting while we got that set up. We're now ready to throw it over to Huds for Sonic the Hedgehog Forever Solo Sonic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to SS4C 8. My name is Hud601, I'm going to be running Sonic 1 Forever. Before we get going, I just want to introduce my incredible commentator that you're going to be hearing throughout this run, Jimmy Diamonds. Welcome along. He's bringing all the puns for you all. So without further ado, let's get on with the run. We are going to be running the Sonic solo category, so I'm just Sonic, not bringing Tails along today. And I do have Ted here with me. Hopefully he's not going to interrupt too much, but we'll see. Anyway, if we're ready on timer, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, go.
Lovely stuff. So Huds is diving straight into Green Hill Zone, his favourite zone in the entire game. Sonic 1 Forever is essentially as if you've taken Sonic the Hedgehog 1, made it widescreen, and added all the little features that you found in the subsequent Sonic games, including the drop dash as you've seen now, spin dashes from Sonic 2, insta shield from Sonic 3, all the lovely stuff. And as you see, Huds is absolutely flying through Green Hill 1, and he's done it in a smidge over 20 seconds. Lovely, lovely time. I think that's about 25 seconds in the normal non-Sonic 1 Forever game. Isn't that right, Huds?
Around about that, yeah. 25 is what you're aiming for in standard Sonic 1.
Indeed. So it's already like 4.5 seconds, a lot faster with all these additional abilities. Green Hill Zone 2, Huds is going to make liberal use of these new abilities, and he's going to pick up a Lightning Shield. Lightning Shield is going to allow him to do a lovely big double jump. Lightning Shield, of course, taken from Sonic the Hedgehog 3, jumping over the spike, jumping over the enemy, jumping over the lovely, horrible spike pit that so many childhoods in the early 90s, and dodging all the enemies, going fast, roll down the slope, and straight into the end of the stage. Of course, avoiding the big ring in the top corner because that goes to special stage. Special stages in Sonic 1 are super slow. No thank you, sorry, Bob. Coming on to Green Hill Zone Act 3. Of course, in Sonic 1, there were 3 acts per zone instead of the subsequent 2 acts per zone or 1 act per zone as we find in the other Sonic games. And he's going to do very, very precise jumps to hit springs, jump over, more drop dashes, more spin dashes, flying around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. He's got to follow the rainbow. Getting hit by the spikes on the wooden log, rolling through the wall and on to the first boss. He did get the invulnerability shield, which makes this a little bit safer. He's going to jump up and hit Robotnik 8 times as per most Sonic games. And yeah, going pretty well so far. Can Huds ruin it like he does most of his Sonic 1 runs? Who knows? We are at the very, very start. We've still got plenty of time to go. Is he going to dash through everything? No, he's going to hit the top of the capsule, and that is the end of the stage. Previous revisions of Sonic 1 Forever did have a couple of little glitches and bugs here and there, which did make it easier to spin dash through the capsules, and at the very, very end of the game, spin dash to your utter doom, as Huds is want to discover. And now we are on to Huds' favourite zone in the entire game, which is Marble Hell. Not just Marble Hell. The worst stage in any Sonic game that has ever been existed in the history of humankind. He's going to grab that the fire shield, and he just missed a cycle on the raising platform. He's going to go under these crushers and push a block off of a big metal spike and hopefully not get crushed by all the things that are going on. Marble Zone it's a really strange stage, coming after the speed that you're going to find in Green Hill Zone, which is just ploughing through as fast as you can. Marble Zone's really precise platforms. In the original version of Sonic, the physics aren't fantastic, so they're a little bit wonky sometimes. Did he get crushed? He didn't get crushed. That's really, really good. He's going to jump up. He's going to take a damage boost, go off the spikes. Just missed it. That's a shame. It's a bit of a hard one to get, but that's not a problem. He can recover that nice and easily. Jumping on the spikes. Jumping on the platform. Jumping onto the crusher. Going up to the second half of the stage. How are you finding the run so far, Hud? Are you having a good time?
Not going too bad. 59 for Marble 1. Pretty good. Very happy with that one.
Very, very good. So you've been a speedrunner of the original version of Sonic 1. How does this compare Speedrun Rising's feeling and the success that you've had from the game?
People, anyone who knows me knows my disdain for the original Sonic 1. Sonic 1 Forever, though, actually kind of makes it fun. That did not trigger when he should have, but just made it with no rings. That's a really tricky little jump to do there.
And he's going to be chased by the lava from the left-hand side, like a truck in a city escape. But he's jumping over, doing really, really well. He's going to roll.
Just missed it.
through the fire and just a little bit of damage there, jumping through the caterpillars, and we're going to go up to this next section here, ignoring the shield to make this jump a lot easier, but using his momentum to fly to the left. Yes, that's right, everyone. We're going to the left in a 2D platform game. Who would have thought that was even a thing? Who knew? Who knew? But jumping easily through these enemies, going to be breaking through a couple of blocks to go to the right. Yeah, he's going back to the right. Sorry, it's very, very disappointing, but never mind. But he's going left again. Who would have thought? The fire shield to go through the lava nice and quickly, avoiding the lava waterfalls. Who would have thought that was a thing in existence? And he missed the jump up onto the crusher. If you can get that, that saves yourself maybe, what, 3 or 4 seconds? And that is a lovely little time to save. He's going to jump through the wall in a few... No, that's the next stage, what we're talking about. He's going to get to the end of the stage. 107. That's actually not so bad for Marble 2. It's not so bad for Marble 2 at all. But now we're coming into Marble 3. If you have any announcements, things that you'd like to read, this is probably a very good time to start. Nope. That's fine. And Hud's taking a little bit of damage there, jumping over the dropping spikes. Dropping spikes. I keep calling everything spikes. I've just got spikes.
Everything is spikes
in this game. It's like I'm watching Cowboy Bebop.
I completely did that wrong. I don't know why I forgot to spin dash there, but there we go.
That's okay. And we've got this lovely, slow, really, really boring section where we are just waiting for this block to go down the river of lava whilst you're collecting rings and jumping periodically and waiting for a big geyser. Is it geyser? Geyser? Doesn't really matter. Geyser of lava.
I'd say geyser.
Shoot up into the sky. So you've got a few more precise jumps coming up. Ooh. There we go. Slowest part of the game gone, which is good. And as you see, Hud is doing some very, very precise jumps to make sure he's not getting squished, he's not getting stabbed, he's not getting wrecked by the badniks. Oh my.
Right, intentional damage boost to get around the chandelier. Need to be very careful now.
That's a pretty scary section of this game, especially in the original game, but in this version of the game it's also scary. Great jump in there, landing on those small platforms from the chain, and we are coming up to Hud's enemy, Dr. Robotnik. This is a dangerous boss because you've got that lovely big lava pit in the middle, which is not fun. Relatively difficult to avoid because it's quite a large jump, especially with the widescreen, and Robotnik is dropping lovely balls of fire. He is Jerry Lee Lewis. Landing on the capsule, 128.18. 130 is actually not so bad. There was a couple of mistakes there, but you've recovered that really well, Hud. Well done, pal. Well done.
Thanks very much. Yeah, you see we're making quite a lot of use of things like the Insta-Shield, which they've added to this game. I tried to do a little bit of tech in Marble 2 where you can use the Insta-Shield to avoid getting hit by the lava. It didn't quite work, but it's all good. And obviously making use of those elemental shields as well.
Yeah, real big benefit of the elemental shields in this version of the game. Even though the game wasn't initially designed to benefit from the elemental shields, Huds and all the other runners of this game have made a very good job of getting those strats and using there to the best of ability. We're now on to Huds' favourite zone in the entire game, which is Crab Rave Zone. If you are in the chat, get your crab emotes out so we can have ourselves a Crab Rave, because all the enemies in this game, in this zone, excuse me, look like crabs. Really nice precise fall there to the end of the stage, sub 30, really, really good. Crab Zone, so Crab Rave Zone 1 has gone. We're coming on to Crab Rave Zone Act 2 in a few seconds' time with a couple more precise jumps, a couple of spinners, a couple of bouncers, and hopefully he's not going to get chased by Randy or Orton.
Usually we can outrun them on this one.
Yeah, there's lots of lovely half pipes here. But apparently Sonic the Hedgehog is a big fan of skateboarding, even though he never uses a skateboard, unless it's Sonic Riders. But that's not really a skateboard, that's a bit more of a hoverboard. But it doesn't matter, it's a video game! Rolling down that big slope, lovely precise jump to get up there, using the Insta-Shield so he doesn't get bodied by the spike balls. As I say that, he gets bodied by a spike ball. Commentator's curse, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Lovely jumps here, getting pretty good hit on the bounce, the bump, excuse me, rolling through that last little slope to get to the end of the stage, smidging over 30 seconds. Yeah, you are doing really well on this so far, pal. Really, really well. How are you comparing against what your normal run of this would be?
So my normal run is world record. We're about 16 seconds behind world record, but I know I've got some time to save on this one.
He's going to join the Hud of Shame by rolling off this and getting the rings before. No, he doesn't join the Hud of Shame. That's not worth it.
I'm not risking that.
Run. So he's jumping up and waiting for this slow amount of blocks to come up, and there's some really precise jumps coming up in a few seconds' time. He's going to have to jump up from a platform onto a moving platform, and let's see if he gets it the first try. He does first try.
Nice.
He's going to do a couple more jumps, and then he's get another precise jump up here. In the first game, in the original game, those are stupidly tough, but they are so precise. But you're obviously using the benefits of the quality of life improvement from Sonic 1 Forever to get through nice and quick. We're going to go roll on another half pipe. OPM, eat your hearts out, and he's going to roll and get the speed shoes. A little bit of a detour, but it saves so much time. So this stage is actually surprisingly fast. Going to jump over some more spike balls, but with the invulnerability, they cannot harm him. They cannot harm him at all. He is like Highlander. There could be only one, and he's jumping up into the boss of the stage. This is where you're really going to see the benefits of the insta shield that Sonic uses. When you jump and press jump again, he extends his hitbox, which means he can hit Robotnik from a little bit further away. And Robotnik is down super quick. Bye bye, Robotnik. We'll see you again in about 3 acts. But smidgen under 120, really good there, Huds. Beautifully done. You should be very impressed with yourself, very proud of yourself. Give it up for Huds, everyone. He's a stupidly good speedrunner. He's a wonderful human, probably one of the best humans I've ever had the fortune of meeting. He's the second most organised person you ever have the fortune of knowing after my wife. Wow, she loves her spreadsheets, good gravy. We're now onto Labyrinth Zone, which is Huds' favourite act in the entire game. He is going to be running and jumping through some water, which slows Sonic down, and getting the lovely bubble shield, which makes that gorgeous wow sound. And he's going to use that in a few moments' time to do a really decent looking jump. It's a gorgeous looking jump. It's impossible in the original version of the game. He's going to do it in a few seconds. He's going to jump off one of those weird piranha things, and he's going to bounce all the way up to the right. And he nails it first try. Lovely stuff, Hud. You have just made this game. I'm not going to say that. You're going to go through a little bit more water. With the bubble shield, you cannot drown as well. That's, of course, the most devastating thing that you'll ever hear in a Sonic the Hedgehog game. Because that just builds so much tension. He gets through Labyrinth Act 1 in 41.25 seconds. Once again, a beautiful run of that stage. Yeah, Lab 2 can be a little bit scary sometimes because you get a couple of rings at the start, but there's not a huge amount here.
We actually tend to avoid the rings at the start.
Look at that, Huds with cojones made of steel. That Orbinaut, let's see if the Orbinaut will snipe Huds as he's going through this stage, because those balls that the Orbinaut just threw, they're still live. So when he gets up here, he's going to hit a spring. If he gets bodied by the Orbinaut, I'm going to laugh.
Ah, I just missed it.
He got bodied by the Orbinaut!
No!
Oh my god!
I knew I should have got myself some rings. Every time.
Sorry, that's made me really happy, excuse me. I say that, but that's wasted, obviously, Huds a little bit of time on this stage. But now he knows, going forward, that the Orbinaut is such a sniper. It's worse than the Cider in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Getting some rings there for a bit of safety. But it took a bit of damage, but he gets some more safety rings. And hopefully we won't have any further issues. Taking that little bit extra time means you're probably going to avoid all of the Orbinaut balls. He's going to jump up here, destroy a box. He's going to get himself a hidden switch, unlock a path to the right, like that. Beautiful. And he's going to jump up and get through to the end of the stage with the invulnerability box, and yeah, get to the end of Lab 2. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh so hard there, Huds. I totally meant to laugh so hard. However, I did say before, like literally last night, if you died to the Orbinaut snipe, I was going to laugh, didn't I?
Hey, you got to go for these strats. You got to go for them.
You have to. That's what speedrun is all about. Some of it's risky, and if it looks good, you're going to try it.
Exactly. And
there it is. The most tension-building music in the history of video games. But it doesn't matter because Huds knows the patterns, he knows the timing of the jumps, and he gets through to the end of Labyrinth Act 2.
So Lab 3 is going to be really tricky. We're not going to grab any rings throughout this. We're going to make use of the shield. When we get to the climb, if I can have some silence on that one just to concentrate. Until then, carry on.
Lab 3 is yeah, especially when you go into the end with no rings. Are you going to pick up a shield? Are you taking the bubble shield or are you taking the lightning shield?
Lightning shield on the climb.
Oh, he's going to be dangerous, Huds, and he's going to take the lightning shield. The lightning shield, of course, with the double jump, that's going to allow him to jump up that kind of weird stair climb thing towards the end of the stage and try and outrun Robotnik with a puff. It's very tough. It's not the most fun thing you can do in what is actually a very fun video game. So, yeah, we will need a little bit of peace, a little bit of patience, and yeah, a few turns to hit that button to unlock the path to the right. Avoiding the Orbinauts with the lovely bounce of the bubble shield. A little bit more brow. and jumping on the weird cork things, but he gets very good idea. He's taking the checkpoints so that he doesn't have to start at the back of the very start of the stage if he accidentally dies here. But we're going to go into a little bit of peace and quiet now and let HUD do his magic.
Ah, he got me. It's so precise to try and get all the way up the climb and stay ahead of Robotnik on this version of the game. But that's the climb done. We're in the save. Almost. There we go.
Really good recovery there. Golly, HUD. A really good recovery there. Really good recovery. Now that boss can be really dangerous because if you get hit at the right point, you'll fall down. And on that kind of little gap that you're falling down, there's no blocks underneath you until the very, very bottom. Right, so you lose so much time and there's a good chance that you're going to drown. Lovely big strings and hopefully skip a good portion of the game by going over the stage. This game has some invisible ceilings, however there are some stages which don't have invisible ceilings, and we take advantage of that by doing some lovely dashes, getting as much speed as possible and going over as quickly as we can. Using the spin dashes and the drop dashes in this game, because there are some fans which do try and push you back to slow you down, it helps you get through those significantly quicker. And as you can see, there are actually 2 end-of-level signposts just down there. Please remind us why that bottom signpost is there, HUDs.
I actually can't remember, to be honest. I think it's for an alternative route.
It is indeed from an alternative route. If I remember correctly, Tails' route sometimes gets that signpost at the end of the stage, and HUDs is going to do some lovely big jumps here, more bouncing, more springs, dodging the Orbinauts who carelessly and callously sniped him at the end of the last stage. Going over the stage now. We're going to do the cheeky spin, cheeky drop dash at the end? Of course. Beautiful, look at that. Under 22 seconds to the end of Starlight. I nearly called it Spring Yard then, that's bad. Starlight Act 2. Really good so far, really good. And HUDs' lives are building and building, but it shouldn't matter too much unless he gets absolutely bodied by Final Zone, but we'll get to Final Zone shortly. Great jump up there to get onto the seesaw. Ooh. Taking a bit of damage accidentally. That's not the end of the world because he gets his ring back. As of course, with Sonic, if you have at least 1 ring, you are basically invulnerable unless you get crushed or drowned. So you're not really invulnerable. So that's a completely worthless thing for me to say. But he's going round and round in circles, hitting springs, flying up in the air, again going over the stage. Saving himself quite a lot of time there. Lovely big bounce onto the lightning shield. He's going to keep the lightning shield to try and make the boss much easier. The boss is normally the one where you are on you've got a handful of seesaws and you're trying to bounce some spike balls into Robotnik's bottom. But you don't need that if you are going to be using the lightning shield, because you'll use the benefits of that glorious double jump that shield will give you to try and hit him multiple times. Of course, you can still hit him with the spike balls, but there's no point. No point. Not necessarily a sentence that I've ever said in my life, but still.
Come back here, there he is.
Hey, he gone down! He gone down nice and quick. And there we go, the end of Starlight Zone. What are we on next, HUDs? What are we on next?
Oh, it's coming up to Scrap Brain 1.
Scrap Brain 1. Now, Scrap Brain is HUD's favourite zone in the entire game, and it is the last 4 sections of the game. So we've got this very threatening music in the background. I really love this tune. It's a really, really interesting tune. But HUDs has now got to have to deal with... HUDs has now got to have to...
I may not have jumped far enough.
HUDs has got to have to deal with some instant death bits. Lots of spikes, plenty of crushes, but hopefully he's not going to make too much of a meal of it the second time around. And these platforms, very, very good timing on these platforms, picking up the lightning shield yet again, so he can use the double jumps to dodge lots of enemies and dodge lots of frustrating platforms, which is good. Which is good stuff.
Much better.
Well done, mate, well done. Yeah, HUDs is being a bit more patient on those rotating platforms, just to make sure that the ones that are reappearing are in the correct order, so he can land on them safely and get to the next part of the stage. Lovely spin dashes through some beautiful little jumps there to avoid the turning platforms, again falling to his potential doom, and then getting himself right to the end of Scrap Brain 1. Great stuff, pal, great stuff. Shame about that death at the very start, but really well recovered onto the second time around.
Every good Sonic game needs a party pit, right?
That's exactly right, mate. Every good Sonic game needs a party pit. A flying battery in Sonic 3 is like 90% party pit, because you know it's flying in the air. Technically that's the same for Sky Chase, but that's not a conversation we're having. You're going to get these lovely tight jumps whilst running around on the circles. They're whatever they're called. It doesn't really matter. It's a video game. Jumping onto the button, jumping over those pits, and avoiding getting bodied by the lightning, but gets bodied by the spike ball instead. Using the momentum from the conveyor belt circle things to jump up nice and high. Getting past those spike balls. Very, very good there, mate. Really, really good.
Ooh, that one triggered earlier than it should have.
Okay. Yeah, these crushes can be kind of scary because you are absolutely fighting against the momentum of the conveyor belts underneath you. Great jump there to avoid the lightning. Is he going to get the big bounce? He gets a big bounce! What a beautiful bounce that is! Oh, can you notice there's a weird face in the background? We've called that guy Alan. Say hello, Alan! Given your terrifying face, he's constantly staring at you basically through this entire zone, as well as the final zone as well. Because you can see those lovely pink eyes in the background go, I can see you! At the end of Scrap Brain 2, 5175, we're going into Scrap Brain 3, also known as Labyrinth 4. Now, Labyrinth 4 has a dinky little shortcut. Huz didn't body himself by accidentally spin dashing past the hitboxes as well.
I'm assured that is fixed.
Yeah. You say that, but you'll probably find a way of getting through it. So you're going to hit this button, and you're going to try and get underneath this platform that's moving down. If you do that, you've basically cut through maybe a couple of minutes of the stage. If you don't, then it takes a lot longer, good gravy. But it is kind of dangerous here because this is essentially the gauntlet to get to the final boss. So there are lots of enemies, lots of spikes, lots of spike balls, platforms that aren't really wanting to be platforms, but plenty of decent jumps from Hud. Lovely timing, getting onto the spring to get to the very end. And now we are in Final Zone. Final Zone in the original Sonic 1. You can manipulate the boss patterns so that you know exactly where you're going to repair every time. However, Sonic 1 Forever, it is random every single time. Hud's, however, getting a really good RNG with that first Robotnik spawn, so he's just going to try and stand on the second platform, avoid getting crushed. Golly gosh, that makes me clench every time I see it. How dare you, Hud?
Oh, this game is being really mean right now.
Wow. Yeah, 3 times in that second spot. That's rough. That's really rough.
Pretty much the one combination you don't want.
Yeah, it's really hard to get that because you're standing on that second platform to make sure you're in a good position to hit everything else. It's really not playing ball today, is it? Oh, wow.
That right there is the combination where you can't hit Robotnik.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, Hud is doing really, really well here so far. Of course, you've got no rings, so any hit from these glowing lightning balls will take you out. Any crush will take you out. Alan's staring at you in the background. He's not going to take you out. He's just going to make you feel really uncomfortable.
I was going to say, when did we settle on the name Alan? I thought we were calling him Jurgen.
No, Alan's a much better name than Jurgen. No offense to anyone called Jurgen.
Jurgen Klopp would like a word.
No, I'm pretty sure that Alan is better than Jurgen. And there we go. Now, this is normally where Huz would try and yeet himself into the void. However, he doesn't. He hits Robotnik, and we are
and time.
Boom! What a fantastic run. A couple of deaths easily done in this surprisingly tough game. But really well done there, Huz. Really well done. You should be super proud of yourself. Everyone in the chat, give it up for Huz 601.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Yeah, Sonic 1 is a very tough, unforgiving game. If you take a death, usually it's a pretty painful one. Thankfully, most of ours were near the beginning-ish. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Underestimate and a fairly solid run. We were on world record pace up until that death in Lab 2, so the laughing hurt even more, Jimmy, but I'll let you off. It's all good. But yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you to SS4C for having me along for this one. Jimmy, thank you very much for commentating as well. I absolutely love your commentary. You are the ultimate hype man. Thank you for coming along to it today.
Pleasure. It's always my pleasure, mate.
And yeah, to everyone else in chat, stick around because we're going to have an R-Gate with some more Sonic up next. Do get those donations in. They're going to a fantastic cause. If you want to see more of me, come on over to my channel and drop me a follow, maybe. Who knows? I'm HUD601. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand back to our